We are live on Crack 40 TV after I have had political political juice. I guess you could call it. Got me popping, got me fired up, got me out of the bed, got me downtown to watch what went on. And comments. There we go. All right. I sent this to almost every politician. Almost. Like there's a whore I didn't send it to. There's a couple more. Well, we're going to review. We can pull it up. That's what StreamYard's for. Y'all can come up on panel. We need to hear an update about the Tri-Cities because I seen Glenn Hensley running for jailer live up there. I am live now. Link is in the chat. I need me a Brian Hale in here. I need me a Sean Miller. I need me a Austin Miller. I need me a Powell Browning. I believe Glenn Hensley has it in the bag. I've got his sign right here under this computer. I can't say he's got it in the bag, but he's running a hell of a race. He's doing more than BJ's doing. Hey, BJ, wake up, dog. I sent this link to BJ. You better get your ass out and campaign. You're going to fuck around, think you can't get beat, homie. And then Glenn Hensley's going to be the new jailer. I'm just telling y'all how it is. So, I sent this link to several people from Heather Lamar to Braden Cox to Amy Parker to Kyle Fee to Kyle Howard to BJ Fee. Come up on panel, you fucking Peter Bumper. We're live. There's Brian. There you go, Brian. You can come up if you want to right here. Just click the link, follow the steps. If anybody wants to come up on panel, we'll do a quick open panel review. Toby Short's nose gets in, like when he talks, it's like his words go up, his voice goes up and bounces off his big nose. His nose looks like that that rock, the overhanging rock on Pine Mountain, by God, that's what his nose looks like. Well, this is what I say, and this wasn't just for Brian Hale. This is for anybody that was up there. If you've got 2 fucking minutes to answer a question, you can get blunt and get right to the point. But at the same time, you have 2 minutes. In the last 15 seconds, something might come out of your mouth that may actually convert someone to vote for you. The last 15 seconds, a whole 2-minute speech, no matter, just like Brian Hale, for example. Okay, Brian Hale could have, I'm just using him for an example. The last question, I just watched his part because I abruptly got up and left just to fuck with Toby Short. Well, anyway, like Brian, for example, he could have went on into talking about knowing people from having to cut their TV off when they're poor and seeing their struggles to knowing people through the TV company, knowing people like other people said from fires, from their worst to their best, from being a hero and almost dying under a bridge in the floods in Letcher County in 2022. What a hero Brian and Ben Pace and the rest of them guys was. I want Brian in office. Listen, Toby Short is a woman beater. Pull his record up here and pull it up in Tennessee. And that's all I need to say. John Cena style. You can't see me. Go pull his record up. whoever that girl he's with now, I don't know how he could eat pussy. His fucking nose is getting away. Nose rubbed her pussy. He might get off that nose rubbing that clit or something now. But I know women he's choked with these right here. I know a woman he choked with one of them. That's why I don't like Toby Short. That's why I don't like Toby. And he knows why. He knows who he choked with the court with an extension. He did Jessica Epperson the same goddamn way. That ain't the only one that he's done that way. He done one of my sisters like that. One of my dear best friends that's a female. Go look his record up, Chris Couch. You want to come up on panel? The link's in the chat. I'm trying to get Chris Couch and Brian Hale and Dustin Wallace and whoever else up here. Let's discuss how we can make this motherfucking place better. The link is in the chat. Once again, I'll drop it. I'll tell you this. If I was running for a position, I would not have to have the question asked to me again. And I would be able to answer that question and fill out 2 minutes. Like it ain't shit. Everybody ain't got the God gift that I have to gab, right? But even if you don't have the gift to gab, you got to get up there and talk if you're running for a position and holler. And these people up here hollering, I'm not a politician. I'm not a politician. Then what did you put your name on the ballot for? Right? What did you even put your name on the ballot to sign up to run for a magistrate or a county judge executive or whatever? If you're not you got to be, if you will, you're a politician. So I don't know. I don't get that. But so let's just get straight into the jump. Brian Hale obviously stomped Toby in the ground in the District 5 debate. Who's coming up on panel and talking? The link's in the chat. I'm getting Billy Solo. I'm going to try to get Paul Brannon on panel here in a minute, too. And to that motherfucking crybaby that I said squashed the beef with him and Paul Brannon, that Adam Gibbons. Why don't you crawl across them tracks and suck a dick, motherfucker? Hey, we're live. I just wanted to let you know we was doing a Magistrate Form after show. If you wanted to join.
Oh, okay. What'd you think about it?
Come on, panel, and talk to us.
All right, might do that.
All right, we're live now.
All right.
Billy Solo was watching, and Billy Solo was giving results of how he thought it went as it went. How do I think District 2 went? How do I think District 1 went? Folks think Dustin Wallace.
Oh, crap. How do you work this thing?
You got it. You're here. Just
awesome.
We got Christopher Couch and Angela Couch in the house as well. What's going on?
What's going on?
Oh, this is Chris?
Yeah. What's up?
Oh, Judge Executive. What's up, Chris? It's nice to finally meet you. I seen you commenting on the post saying that you like seeing the youth involved, and it's nice to finally meet you.
Well,
absolutely.
Dustin here, he's got some great ideas going.
I've been eyeing him there. He's going to make it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Brian Hale is in the house.
Oh, boy.
Hell, Brian Hale.
Hey, Brian dog walked Toby.
Dog walked him. Dog walked him.
So since we're all in here, Brian, Chris, Brad, I didn't get to talk to most of you. I didn't get to make it to the Judge Executive whatever the heck they call those things. Debates. I wouldn't even call it that, honestly. But oh hell.
You're good.
But I had gotten in contact with a candidate that is running for representative for Kentucky to represent Kentucky. I think I'm freezing. I don't know. Am I freezing?
I believe you're good now.
All right. But yeah, and he was wanting to do like come and host a community cleanup in Harlan County. So what would y'all's thoughts be on that?
We'll take what we can get around here. We'll not knock any up.
Right. See, something else I wanted to point out is when's the last time Dan Mosley had a representative come to Harlan County and actually help someone out, help the community out?
I can't remember.
I'll have to believe here in a minute.
I don't think he has.
I can't remember a time.
Me,
Brian, can you remember a time?
I don't think of anything.
Well, where was the rest of Brian Hale's opponents at tonight?
The only other opponent was that Simpson guy, wasn't it?
And Mr. Howard wasn't there either.
Yeah, it's time. It's time for a change. Howard's got to go.
I'm a little upset now the incumbent showed up.
I want to.
I guess Paul was taking a nap, and I don't know where James is at.
Caldwell was he was trying to perv on some pussy at the dollar store going out of business across the mountain.
Hey, Brian, if I could get in contact with you later about getting a sign to stick up in my yard, I would love to support you.
I'm still enough to give you a sign.
Yeah, I want to back you 100%. I'm tired of James's ass, and I'm tired of all the other ones.
So, what did y'all think of the District 2 race? Who do y'all think actually won that one?
Oh, that's a good one.
That was a good one, really. But if I really had to choose, I would stand with Derek Sage or Burl Fee. I think that's his name.
BJ Fee or Burl. Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I am pulling for Derek Sage. However, if I really had to give a truthful answer, I would say BJ Fee probably out-talked District 2. And that's just my opinion. And I am for Derek Sage. But that's just my opinion. I don't want to. We need to hear everybody else's opinions.
BJ's got a lot more experience talking in public, and I can tell you from firsthand experience, it's a little bit different having to sit up there and come up with answers off your tongue and try to be politically correct and not try to offend everybody. It's a little different.
Yeah,
you can tell he has the experience too, because he came up and started speaking. He didn't like most of the candidates did. Like, you can tell most of them was nervous. What we want for Harlan County, we want someone who's not afraid to speak to the public. If you're going to get up behind a podium and we don't want your ass. We want someone who's going to talk for us and not be scared to talk for us.
Yeah. That comes with time. That's just not something that happens. BJ's got a whole lot more experience than those guys, and it'll come with time.
And then that one guy, that the skinny dude, he moves too quick. I like him. He moves really quick. He would start talking. He would start talking before he even got to the mic. What's his name? Canterbury or something?
Carl Canterbury.
Yeah, he took one big step and started speaking right before he even got to the mic.
Carl did pretty good, actually.
That's the preacher in him. He's ready to go.
That's true.
Is the accusations about him true though?
About Carl?
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard any. What are they?
I mean,
About him supposedly cheating on his wife while he was a pastor and had to step down as a pastor.
Whoo!
as far as I know, he's still pastoring.
First
I
I've
might
heard
be
of that
wrong.
right there. I'd like to find out a little bit more on that. I figured you're going to come with the BJ Fee controversy, not the. I've not heard no Carl Canterbury shit. Let me see here. We're going to try to get Pyle Brown and come over and talk with us or somebody else. But, whoa. But Brian,
Let's see. Who can we get in here?
I got a question for Brian. We all know that overnight things is not going to change. If Brian Hale comes in office and American Water does purchase, and it will, the sale will go through. I go to every meeting. I got to board everybody on the board right here on my phone. So you're right. You was right about something. If they come in here, they need to have an office across Pine Mountain. They need to have an office on this side of the mountain. They need to have a little area, a little spot in every district, I think. What do you think, Brian? Or food stamp?
I wouldn't see no problem with it.
I mean, they'll have to obviously employ a few more workers, I think, because like I said, I've been to several other meetings. What's up, D-Gent? We're talking about tonight's magistrate race. We've got Brian Hale on here running for 5th District Magistrate and food stamp. Oh, Chris Couch, he's running for County Judge Executive. And we the people. Yeah, Tucker, you're right. Wildlands does need water. I mean, people talking about having to worry about their kids getting up with no water to take no bath with. That's the truth. That's a bunch of shit. But American Water is going to make all that stop. All that stop eventually.
You're right. You're right. See, something else. I mean, I am not in no political form or fashion of running an election yet, but with the experience I do got, that's why I'm a political advocate independently, and I want to back up these candidates. So most of the candidates that I am backing up is, I've talked to them, I've partnered up with them, and how I see it is the people I've talked to understand how we're going to get things done. If we stand as we the people, we can get things done quickly. Then if we stand like Democrats versus Republicans, it shouldn't be like that. It should be we should be united as one and work together instead of being scared like all these other magistrates are right now. They don't even work together because they're scared of one another. That's why nothing can be done, and that's why most of the funds is being used incompetently. I think that'd be a good word for it. It's filling the pockets of people that don't deserve it.
I'd
And
like to
then
see where magistrates run their own district. I don't see why the judge or deputy judge has to put their finger on everything the magistrate does. They need their own office and they need their own capabilities of taking care of their own district, not have to ask permission for everything they do.
Big facts.
exactly, and I agree
I,
with you, Chris. I really do. But
I understand,
I haven't
maybe
got to
coming
talk to you
from
yet, and I'm
Okay, I got something I'm going to address right here. A source just informed me that, well, 20 years ago was a long time ago, and the woman that Mr. Canterbury had an affair with has been his wife ever since. So it's been a long time, and he owns Harlan Glass. So
we all make mistakes.
we all make
We
mistakes.
can't knock him for that.
Now people break up and move on and fall in love with other people. It happens. So that was then. This is now.
Speaking on the water a minute ago, we were speaking about water. Just February 19th of 2026, Harlan County secured a $4 million federal funding for waters. Where is that money gone? Why hasn't it been used to actually fix the problem with the water? Because in
I don't
Putney,
think
they barely get.
they've not really actually received the funds, from what I can understand. It's just been allocated.
Oh,
So they're not using the funds yet.
or I don't know. It says right here that Congressman Hal Rogers announced that Harlan County has received the funds for improvements in the Harlan County districts for the water. I don't know.
I don't think the money's come through.
So if it did come through, who gets it? BMUD, American Water, or do our county employees from the road department use it?
I think two million was allocated for the Harlan City water company, wasn't it? And
From
then the
my
other stuff had
understanding,
to
that
be
2.5 million went to Everett.
You might be right. I've been to a lot of their meetings in the last 2 years. You may be right about that. So
If any of y'all would like, I can print off. Let's see, it's the 2026 public notice funding file for Harlan County, where all the money's going, what it's supposed to be used for. I can get copies of that for all of y'all if y'all would like to look into that.
sure would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything you can get it. This young man right here is full of knowledge. He's got that senator. What's that senator's name? Gurley or
Well, he's a candidate for the House of Representative for Kentucky. His name is Benjamin Hurley, and he will be in Harlan County April the 18th at 9 a.m. to host a cleaning event sponsored by me. So I had to reach out to a lot of people. I also reached out to Daniel Cameron. We're gonna try getting him in Harlan. I reached out to what's his name? He's Andy Barr something.
Mhm.
He's running for, I forgot what he's running for, but I reached out to him. We're gonna try getting him in Harlan to host a rally or something sponsored by us. We're planning a lot of things. I mean, Harlan doesn't, get noticed much, and that's one thing I want to help try to change. Is like all these big people barely even recognize us as a community or a county. So I want to place us right back there on the map. I want to get us noticed again as the most historical town in Eastern Kentucky.
That's what we should be. Whoever's got an echo in the background, y'all got to cut that down and mute it. But yeah, we should be. Pikeville's obviously the way bigger than us. London and Corbin's right off the interstate, but I mean, we could be in Virginia and Tennessee, and we'll be in Virginia in 10, 15 minutes from here. You can be in Tennessee in no time from here either. I mean, we've got 2 TV shows named after us. Yeah, we're bloody Harlan, by God. We should be put back on the map. And you know who can help us do that besides the people we're talking to? Jeff Marietta. Jeff is the one, him and Paul Browning combined, Brandon Pennington. You take all them, and we can have the rally car racing back here through the mountains again. We can have a lot of stuff go on. I've said, why ain't we using the goddamn lake? Why are we not having a festival at the lake every year? It's Solo. Come on up, Billy Solo. What do you think, Brian? Clark has that little festival down there in Lowell. You can smell him a mile away, but they're doing that little train yard festival. They're doing that little fire festival downtown Harlan, which it was just one little row of people. But why cannot we use some of the money from the county and have something at the lake? Hire a band, put on a big old show the weekend before the 4th of July or the week of 4th of July. Why can't we shoot fireworks up there or something? Go over to the 3-point side, shoot the fireworks up and let everybody watch them from over to the beach, by God.
I wouldn't see a problem in the world with it.
The Poke Festival used to happen at the Martins Fork Lake, I'm pretty sure.
It originated at the Martins Fork Lake or the Cranks Creek Lake, one of the two.
Cranks Creek.
Cranks Creek, there you go.
It was at Cranks Creek Lake.
So is anybody in here? I think Chris Brown's 3 year older than me. I don't think none of us are old enough to remember that, are we?
Well, I'm not old enough to remember it. I've just heard stories. I wasn't around at that point in time. It was always in the courthouse lawn when I was younger.
Yeah, that's where I wanted it to be at. But Brandon Pennington, I forget why he explained to me why it wasn't there no more. But
I'd like
he
to hear the explanation of that.
he did explain it to me, and it kind of made sense. Last week, I asked him about that, and we was talking about it, and I forget what he told me. He said it may have costed way more money or something, but hey, when the Polk Salad Festival was downtown, wasn't it the best?
It was. Did you go to the Possum Festival? That Possum Festival sort of reminded me of the old time Poke Salad Festival.
That's what my brother said. That's
It
what
was
Pyle Browning said. That's what everybody
those
said.
those guys and gals that does that Possum Festival. They got it going on up there. They're on to something. That thing will be huge one of these days. Mark my word.
One question I do got, and this is mainly concerning for the judge executive candidates, is if whoever gets elected, are they still going to fund to bring the Poke Salad Festival in, or are they just going to let it go?
I'd definitely keep it around. I'd like to see some things changed. I don't really know if I think they got their own board or committee or something. I really don't know.
Right there's the answer from Eastern Broadcasting 787. The festival had to move to its current location because power is not available to the vendors when it was in the streets. Okay. I remember Brandon Pennington talking about something like that. That's about correct. It's about accurate from what he told me. But I do remember I was worrying about stepping on one of them cords walking through town. Like, damn, am I going to end up like Curry Von Erich's brother and shocked? Am I going to get shocked or what?
I can confirm that one year I did step on it after it rained one of the cords, and it did juice the shit out of me.
Well, it's been moved. '06 was the last year it was downtown, I'm pretty sure.
Question: where's the power coming from for it down there in the parking lot? Then
I
By
don't
the
know.
They got a big old truck generator that powers all of it, I think.
what would be the difference? A cord's a cord, no matter if it's laid across the courthouse lawn or the parking lot.
Well, you got the RV hookups, and then you got the carnival rides. They got their own generator.
But as far as booths and stuff like that to run power to these vendors, I'm sure most of the food trucks they probably got their own power generators. But I remember back in the old days, they had people at airbrush shirts and things like that, and they had to have power somewhere.
You got a point.
You do got a really good point.
I figure a cord's a cord, no matter if it's across the courthouse lawn or the the Civic Center parking lot. I don't see the difference.
Something else I want to push for after this election is maybe to help bring the community together is hosting more community events. I mean, the Civic Center does it. Yeah, that's fine. But I mean, in more of the districts, because I mean, you got big cities, all right? You got Cumberland. Cumberland hosts the Possum Fest, but that's once a year. I mean, if they could hold events like multiple times a year, you got Lowell, you got Everett, Harlan, Wallens. I mean, well,
The
why couldn't we hold events in those areas like more than?
see pick up is Lowell. If people actually knew the history and behind Lowell and the stuff, there'd be a whole lot more people. I don't see why we can't maybe fix up the school and have a small railroad museum or something like that. And I know they're trying to do the railroad days, but I don't know if you guys have been to Lowell, but they've sort of let that place go a little bit over the last year.
Clark's let it go to the fucking shithole. There
They
ain't no other way around it. Clark Bailey, him and his little puppet down there, they've let that place go to fucking shit. Just straight up. I'm still a resident in Lowell, and they don't do a goddamn thing down there. If
It
I
wouldn't take nothing to get that place back to the way it used to be. I'd like to see it back on the map again.
honestly, Brian Hale should have run for fucking mayor down there in Lowell. I think. But anyway,
Have no interest in running for mayor of Lowell.
well, I don't blame you. I really don't. With
I
all
s-
the issues going on down there, somebody could end up indicted like the London mayor. Justice for Doug Harless. By God, I'm glad they indicted that son bitch finally. He deserved it.
when I was in Lowell the other day, I had gotten the chance to speak with one of the candidates for mayor, Jimmy Carmichael. And I talked to him about some of his decisions, what would be his first thing he would do, and his policies. And he actually's got some good policies, but I've also talked to Will Taylor. He's got some good policies too. And Will told me that Lowell is one of the only towns in, like, smallest towns in Kentucky. It's got one of those round train things that would turn trains back in the day.
Yeah.
If so, I've never heard of it. But I
Yeah,
mean,
the roundabout's been gone for years. But
Yeah.
didn't they give it to Corbin or something?
now CSX pulled out the turntable and dismantled it and cut it up for scrap.
Yeah, there's
Which
not. That's been going a while.
if you ask me, I think that's stupid as hell. Cutting it up for scrap. That is like old antique old. Like that would be a good tourism attraction just to see one of those things, because they don't use those anymore, do they?
No, well, in bigger yards they still do, but they also tore down the old machine shop building. There used to be several buildings over in the Lowell yard, but CSX made the decision to tear everything down.
Well, I guess they knew that the coal was leaving, because I can remember in the mid-90s, we was playing baseball over there, and the garage where they worked on the trains was already like half-ass destroyed then, but you could still go out there in the field and play baseball. And around where Greg Cornett, La Bottom Airport Road, right through there, you can still go out there and play ball and stuff. And over the years, it just got worse and worse. If we're not going to have no trains running in and out of here, then why don't they just flatten all that and put a subdivision in right there or something?
Well, that would be prime real estate for something like a pellet factory, wood pellet factory. You already
Facts.
got train tracks in there. You could utilize the property, put your wood pellet factory in. It's been talked about before, and you could have possible employ 50 to 100 people.
Well,
Not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea at all. And then Brian Hale's opponent there, the only good point I heard that nose and mouth talk. Hey, what was he hyped up on? That was more than pain pills in the rottens, bro. I tell you right now. Toby Short was hopped up on something there. He had one good point. Flatten out some of the roads in Pineford and Wildlands and try to get some places in here, some factories or something. I think we could do that all the way up at the end of Holmes's Mill. Just cut off the sides of the roads, chop some trees down, flatten it out. There you go. You've got room for factories.
If we could get them to fix 119 somehow, that could very well be possible.
Well, you're dancing the fine line between state road and county road, but that's part of a magistrate is working with the state to get things done.
How hard would it be for a magistrate to pull that down there at the in Day Hoyt and type Jimmy Joe Ball or whoever down there? I don't think it'd be hard.
I tell you something right now. I mean, it's gotten so bad to the point about, the main problem with the roads, that I've had to contact Frankfurt just to try to get something done, because every time I proposed to Dan Mosley or one of the magistrates, I would just get turned away. They looked at me like I was a joke. So I had to take it upon myself to contact the Capitol. And now look, I mean, I got something started now. I got candidates coming in. I mean, and hopefully if they win and they can just see the conditions our roads are in, maybe they can stand up and back my decisions and, support my claims and back the proposals and actually turn it into legislations. I also have contacted the Kentucky senator about lowering the age to be able to file to run in elections. 24 is too crazy. I mean, if the youth is really the future of America, then we should be able to run whenever we want to. I mean,
If
it
you can
should
go
be
to war at 18, you'll be able to do whatever you need to do at 18.
exactly. So I've contacted senators about that as well. I mean, I've done so much in just a week than Dan has done in what, a day?
You've done a lot, bro. I've seen the paperwork today. You showed it to me, and yeah, you've done a lot. You've got a lot done, more than Dan's got done, or Colby Gauss has got done. I'll tell you that.
Hey, shout out to Kobe. You need to watch his thing in Benham. He done real good tonight.
Oh, did he?
He did real good, yeah.
Did Pyle Browning talk?
Well, Pyle's going to do good. But Kobe came back.
Wow.
Listen, I love Paul Browning to death, don't get me wrong, but his speech at Harlan sounded like ChatGPT wrote that shit.
I mean, Pyle, my dog too. I thought Pyle could have done a little bit better the other night myself, but as long as it's him or Mitch, we're good. Or Chris. I mean, Chris is going to be there till the end. If Kobe wins, you best bet all my everything I have shifts over completely to food stamp. I'm behind food stamp the whole way if Kobe wins.
If Kobe wins, that's just going to be like another damn Muslim. We're going to have to put up with nothing happening within the county or the community. I mean, people are just going to be turned away and rejected like it's being now. I mean, no one's going to work with each other. I mean, that's why we need a judge executive that is going to actually, hold things together, be the glue, basically, because, I mean, that's what I see. Like, I stand with any of the other candidates, but Kobe.
Me
Hell
too.
no.
Zach Owen. Whoever's got something playing, whoever's watching us in the background, you got to mute it. I'll be right back. Y'all keep talking. I got to grab my chronic. Y'all just keep talking.
I think it might be me echoing. I'm not sure.
Do you have the YouTube link open? Because that's what I had to do with mine to shut it down.
Oh yeah, I got it open on the app YouTube through my phone. Yeah, let me close it.
Oh, okay. So
Hopefully I'm not echoing now.
I don't know who's echoing. Whoever's watching on another device, mute that device. Kobe has no chance, Billy says. I agree. But if Stamp says, so was it meet the candidate? So did Paul Browning and Kobe talked up there, and then the District 3 people. Mitch talked up there too?
There. Yeah, I couldn't get off work, and Robert Crider, I don't think he was there.
Mitch was at the finale. When we walked outside, he was dressed up, but I never seen him the whole time. That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm glad I didn't get to go. Everybody was
Why does Mitch wear the same suit?
I mean, Mitch was looking kind of sexual, to be honest with you. But I tell you what, Kobe Gauss, I'm going to throw you under the bus on this. And I got naproxen prescribed to me the very first time I heard this motherfucker. It's been a problem my whole life. We played Middlesboro his senior year. They beat us like 60-something to nothing. that Dustin kid kicked a field goal. Dustin win state record field goal that night. I blow my shoulder out. I go back to practice that Monday or Tuesday after going to the doctor. The first time anybody ever asked me, "What'd you get good from the doctor?" It was Kobe Gauss. I swear to God on my kid's life, God strike my kid dead if I'm fucking lying. Now, we've all changed. We've all changed. But I know one thing. I seen him and Dan Forster and somebody else, I won't say, doing them towel boxes in class off notebooks, and Jackie cornered old Crow in the morning. Looked right in the goddamn Coach Donnie Hughes went door at school window and seen Dan Forster and didn't say a word. So, Kobe, acting like you don't know me, you took your best friend, James Allen Brassfield's woman. Now she's been your wife all these years. You want to talk about me? You a dope thing too, motherfucker. Probably get high with Dan's old lady. And if you don't like it, come off Ivy Hill. Knock on the door, and I'll know what you want. I know you ain't here to argue. I know you ain't here to fucking do nothing else. Just knock on the door and we can bring us one to split, though. Bring us one of them lower sleds and we'll split it and fight. The goddamn truth. Ain't no reason to lie about it. I just want to throw them. I've held that like Clark Bailey in that body cam footage. I held that shit for a reason. I held that because he put that big giant on me to whoop me, and then fired my baby's mom over it, and then talked bad about me in the video. And I waited till he announced he was running, and I dropped that body cam video of him looking like Luigi talking about me. Well, when you don't win, Clark, and you're not a mayor no more, if you want to have mutual combat, like you said in that fucking video, which you didn't say it like that, you just said you like to kick my ass, honey, with. We can play. You grab a controller, I'll grab a controller, and I'll be Ryu or E Honda, and you can be who you want, and we'll get it going, by God.
If he wins mayor this election, then he's buying votes or something, because there ain't no way in hell.
What's up? What's up, everybody?
It's gonna be. I don't know.
What's up, everybody?
Who is you?
I am a person on YouTube, and I'm sorry.
What in the world?
Hi. Okay.
What's your name? Are you Noel?
Yes, I am.
Have you been on my panel before?
No.
Have you been on Ernie Shell's panel?
No.
You're not Noel that gets
Yes,
naked.
I am Noel. Yes, I am Noel.
Noel that gets naked and flips people off on YouTube all the time.
I don't do that anymore.
That was just
Well,
one
you
time.
used to do it a lot. I don't know if I can allow you to be up here or not. All my people that knows you from other communities say not to let you on panel because you flip people off and cuss and show your titties and stuff, and we can't have that here.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Well, you gotta go, honey.
Flick you off. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch.
The deuce is like Liddell, your mommy, your goddamn mommy and daddy kicks her off YouTube. She's got crazy bad problems, and she's like got bad issues in her head, and she'll come on and like porn bomb you and stuff, man. I couldn't tell if that was her because it said no, and I'm like, is this somebody from Harlan?
Started to say, what the hell was that?
Buddy, she come from the Ernie Shell community, and she got some kind of mental disorder, and she's like, she'll flip you off and go crazy.
Good night.
I mean, she'll start punching her titties. I ain't even joking. I think Mark might have seen her.
Oh Lord, Mark Stewart.
It's crack.
Oh shoot, nah, Chris, you continue laughing like that, you might piss yourself. Calm down now.
Where'd that thing come from?
You said there at the end, flip you off, bye, bitch.
All right, she's nuts. Let me grab something to drink and I'll be right there. Y'all just keep talking.
He's gonna go get her on another phone, ain't he?
It's untelling what he's going to do.
All right, something Brad will do.
I'm sorry, baby. I'll call you later.
No,
Oh, hell no.
she's got such bad issues. She's like 25 and her mom and dad has to watch her and come and jerk the computer away from her. I don't know what exactly the mental term, the illness term is, but crazy. She's fucking nuts. So anyway, let me take this louder in here.
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. We'll send her to Mark Stewart's house.
There we go. All right.
Unless Chris down here can handle her, then we'll just send her to there.
I'm out.
You and your lady might could adopt her and draw a big old crazy check off of her, never feed her.
I got a basement.
Tie her up, by God.
Hey, Chris, if you do that and you get rich, remember me.
There's all kinds of people, I guess, make the world go
There you
round.
go, Billy Solo.
Where's Billy at? Come
Well,
on here, Billy.
She was going to let Ernie Shell move in with her back about a year ago, and her mom and dad wouldn't let her. But Ernie was just going to steal off of her. Like, she's really seriously not right in the head. Like, mentally retarded is not making fun of her. It's the truth. I don't know any other way to describe her. Like, she drives the check and everything. She's crazy. Well, let's get into District 1 there. Who do y'all think won District 1?
Austin Miller.
My fucking joint went out. Austin come out strong.
Yeah, hold on, wait. Let me take that back. I got two. that I like tonight. It was Matt Napier and Austin Miller. Those were my two.
Matt didn't do a bad job speaking. Jason Kolinger didn't do a bad job speaking. But when you got to go to Frankfurt and you got to be in Frankfurt talking to Congress, talking to an attorney general, talking to a governor, talking to senators. Brad, you changed 2 years.
the titty woman.
Shit, that bitch is nuts, man.
I'm a much better speaker one-on-one than I am on off-the-fly questions like that. I got to get the gab a little bit.
Yeah,
Right.
You're like me, Brian.
said-
You're not the most politically correct person, and you sort of gotta think a minute about what you're gonna say so you don't get yourself in trouble.
Well, I came on ice saying I got more mouth than the horses got ass tonight, but I just said I had a loud mouth. So
You're like me. You just gotta think about it, man. Choose
Hey,
your words.
Brian, I apologize for walking out tonight. It's just that tweaker that was on the stage with you. I couldn't put up with him. Hell no.
it's all good. It's all good. There's no disrespect there. I understand completely.
Well, it was to me. It was showing you respect and saying "fuck him," because I didn't want to even let that big. Oh, his nose looks like that overlook rock, and rock hangs over Pine Mountain, and that straight away, and his mouth's like a cave back in there. And I just don't have nose on my channel.
It looks like he mistaken a Neurontin with the Viagra pill and snorted it.
He might have snorted both. And something else, because I mean, Toby, It's a known fact. Look up Washington County, Tennessee, 2017, 2016. Look up Harlan County Detention Center. Look at his record for whooping women. Look at his record for what DUIs, public intoxications. I think it's a little worse than mine.
Right, he shouldn't even be able to run, but I mean, technically, you can run as long as you don't got no felony charges. But I don't think he should run. He doesn't seem mentally stable or capable enough of holding a position with that much power.
No, he don't. He don't. Brian Hill does. Brian Hill could win that and do good. Now, everybody says that we need to hear that Wendell Jones is running for county judge executive, and this Jack Simpson. Where the fuck was they?
Jack got
I
held
was.
up. He was on the road.
I spoke to Jack last night. He was on the road. He got held up and couldn't make it.
Okay. All right.
The only competition is Brian and James. But I mean, if Brian consistently campaigns door to door, meets with locals, he should have it because James Howard ain't getting up off his sorry ass to do a damn thing. He can't even come to a debate to address the community. What is he scared of? His old ass having a heart attack right there on the stage? Hell.
I plan on being out in the community now if the weather's broke and nobody wants to stand in their doorway and at 28 degrees outside and listen to me speak and tell my ideals. So now if the weather's broke for the good, I plan on being more visible in the community.
Yeah,
Right, you should do some live streams on Facebook too, because I've noticed that videos and live streams on Facebook have gotten a lot of more attention than posts do, especially now, anyways.
Yes,
Right?
Brian.
You got a bad point.
He's right. You need a Brown Hill for District 5 magistrate.
How'd you like that? How'd you like that public speaking, Brian?
I don't mind to speak in front of people. It's just on the fly questions like that. Like Stamp said, I'm a little bit abrasive in what I say, so I have to kind of censor myself and pull myself back in.
Well, do you get? I was going to ask a question. Do you all get the questions beforehand, or is it just like right there on the spot?
It's right there on the spot.
Because to me, it seemed like some people had the questions beforehand.
The only one that looked like it to me, and I'll be honest with you, and I was going to ask him, I meant to ask him to look in his folder, was BJ Fee. Now, I could be totally wrong, and if I'm wrong, BJ, I apologize. But to me, from where I was sitting at the angle and the way that you was flicking, you going through your papers, how did everybody up there, including Brian and anybody else that was up there, how did y'all have anything wrote out if y'all didn't know what the questions was, is what I want to know. I don't know that.
He was sitting there flicking through his papers. I noticed that. Like, maybe what if he did some backstage recruiting, paid him to give him the questions, and then he'd do his own research and have something prepared.
That can't happen, though. That cannot happen. I'll tell you why. Nobody can get them questions. And the only reason I can tell you that is I was there last week. Unless something goes on super double, triple backdoor, I was there over 2 hours early last week. And Sean Burnett was the host, or Sean Burnett was the mediator. Saying them, or he ran W radio station. I'm stunned. Okay, so them questions wasn't give to Neil Middleton until it was time to go, if I'm not mistaken. I never seen them or nothing, but I don't think it's possible for anybody to get them ahead of time unless they're paying big thousands of dollars to have them ahead of time. And plus, them was simple ass questions anyway.
True.
I mean, I thought Neil Middleton sat there and looked at a couple of them and thought in his head, wow, what a fucking dumbass. You're a goddamn idiot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think Toby was one of them, Brian, not you. Brian done well. Brian just could have spoke longer, but like you said, that's his first time. And what I meant by with the Facebook page, okay, the game's to be sold, not told. Let me tell you this. I give Pal Brennan some advice, and he was already doing something. Look what he's doing with this video. Start your all's own page, Chris and Brian, and do what Pal's doing. Sit down, record it, even if you got to do it 50 times until it's to your liking, and then post it. If you do it,
that's in the works.
Right.
I mean,
Hey,
you can
Brad,
sit down
maybe
and get
me
your
and
point.
you, maybe me and you should endorse the hell out of Brian. I mean, I plan on it.
Well, I'll take all the support I can get.
Brian knows where I stand. I can't lie now, James Hurd. I'm just being honest. Between the boss moves I seen him make down there with what's his name, Morris, the dog fucker's house, and then what he did to Dan Mosley, it affected me. I'm like, damn, okay, you gonna rip Dan like that? Finally, thank God. But Brian, I mean, we've got James, we've got Jim, we've got Paul Caldwell. If Paul wins, they're all over 70. We gotta have youth back to
Where
what
was he at when they voted on this Belks building? That's what I want to know.
he voted for the shit. He voted for the attorney general to come in here and hold up this water cell. That's what Paul Caldwell did. I was there.
I have recorded file document of the physical court meeting too, of all motions that was carried out. If y'all would like to receive copies of them, I got January and February's.
Love to have them. What's up?
Speaking of physical court meetings, we need to move them to 7:00 in the evening.
Absolutely.
Exactly because 10 o'clock is too damn early. I would love to attend those and see how those things work, but I ain't getting my happy ass to that courthouse at 10 o'clock on time just to be at a physical court meeting.
Well, I work 8 to 5. I mean, even if I wasn't running for magistrate, I can't leave my job to come to a meeting.
There's no reason they couldn't do some of the morning, some of the evening. Heck, on a weekend every now and then. There's nothing wrong with that.
You go to London, you go to Bell County, you go to motherfucking I don't know about Letcher and Leslie. You go to Pikeville, you go to all these other counties. They're live and they're at night, and it's a bunch of arguing and bitching every time. I watch it.
Exactly. I believe that's the only reason why they do it in the morning times is because they know that people's at work and that the community ain't going to be there to make their voices known. Because if it was in the evening time, it would be a big argument because there's stuff that we would fight to get done that the county does not want to have done. I mean, I went to Dan Mosley's office because I called him like 30 times. Never calls me back, tells me he's going to. Just to propose a county-wide proposal to fix all the roads countywide. And the fucker don't even call me back, don't even hear me out. So I have to march my happy ass to the courthouse and go in. He doesn't even see me. He gets mad that I'm even there and goes into his office like he's calling the sheriff to have me removed or something. And I'm like, hey, I recommend you look into this and get it done. And his happy ass just turns and walks away. Fucker.
See, Kobe did me that way, that old bitch ass motherfucker. And I've got a message right here. Why? And it's got me and Paul Browning in it. And it's got Kobe and my woman's ex in it. And it's supposed to be, I can find it and read it. And it's supposed to be Kobe and Tracy teaming up on me and Paul and editing a video. And it says it right in the text. Okay, I asked Kobe about it. He denies it. I keep here, and he won't get back to me. So I'm sitting here walking back, pacing crazy, like going crazy about the shit, mentally, keeping it together. So I go up there. I sit outside the office, and I'm live. I see one of the little secretaries come over there and look, and they see it's me. I said, fuck it, I'm going on in. I go in, I start hollering, where's Kobe? First they said he wasn't there or something, and then he said he's here, and he's like, yeah, come on back. I say a joke or two or something, going back there, sit down. He's like, you ain't recording, are you? And I'm like, well, yeah, but I got it muted. Look. He's like, well, I can't talk if it's live. I can't talk if you're live right now. I can't talk. I'm like, well, why not?
It's actually our rights that we can record, and they cannot stop it. It's our rights, and if they don't like it, I will slap a piece of paper that's got our rights on it right on both of their fat ass desks.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I'm like, I've got a right to record in here. I was like, I pay taxes too, Kobe. I'm not talking to you unless you set your phone out in the hallway on the floor. He wants me to set my phone right outside his busy ass desk office in that busy highway. Wants me to just set that in this $300 or $700 stream stick right here. Wants me to set an iPhone in this right outside. So I showed him I wasn't live in this and that, and I got mad. I said, here, fuck it, I'll kill it. So I killed my live stream. And then we started talking. We got past a little bit heavy arguing, a little bit here, a little bit there. Then we started talking like we was in high school again. I said, well, Kobe, why can't you just come on my show and talk to me like this? And this and that. And he started being a dick again, and he threatened to have me removed. He said, I need you to leave the building. I'm like, I don't got to leave. He was like, I can escort you out of my office. I'm like, and? I'll just go out in the hallway and go live. And his response was, he'll have the sheriff come up there and remove me. Well, where can the sheriff make me go? I'm not doing nothing wrong. I slapped one on them. I wasn't up our lawsuit seeking. I want to know why him and Tracy Crider was sneaking into making videos of me and Powell. You know what I'm saying? You want me to actually find the motherfucking text? Because I will, by God. I'm mad now. I mean, like, and I got mad love for Mitch, but you know what? And Mitch has had my back on a lot of things here lately. I got to get with Mitch tomorrow over something totally separate from any of this political shit, but I owe that to Mitch. But somehow Mitch even had my back on this. Let me try to find this message. Is this it? Dang it. But yeah, Kobe tried to act like he didn't know me and know nothing about it. And I know how sneaky they are in high school, what they would do. Kobe was a year older than me. Him and the boys that was a year older than him or 2 years older than him, they always wanted to play seniority. And they would run around. Speaking of James Howard, they got her daughter. She deserved it. They got her daughter elected prom queen my freshman year. All them seniors running around getting all us young freshmen and sophomores to vote for Amanda Leanne. Shout out to her. Nothing against her. She's just part of the story. I know how Kobe and all them motherfuckers work. They want to click up, catch somebody vulnerable. Not like we was vulnerable, but like, we voted for it because we thought, okay, the OGs want us to do it. We'll vote for it. And James Howard's daughter won it. But here it goes. This was what Tracy Crowder took to Chandra. Scotty, what's his name? Scotty Harris, old lady. Well, Tracy Crowder just came in here for no other reason but to share his information to save Harlan. His words. He said, I want to show y'all something. It's a mashup video of Paul and Crack Baby's interview with clips of Crack Baby yelling things at women about give me some of that pussy and fuck cops, ECT. Then another interview part with Crack with a bunch of dope. After he showed it, he saw I was mad and he was like, oh yeah, I forgot. Well, isn't he interviewing everyone? He said, interviewing everyone. He said, no, Kobe promised me he wouldn't do one with him. Now, Tracy is dumb as a box of rocks. he couldn't have made that video. I wonder if Kobe had made it and had it going around, had him going around with it. Yeah. So me and Kobe had words over that, and there was another one, I believe. Let me find it. I think there was one more that had Kobe in it, but I could be wrong. But I go up there like a fucking man and ask him straight up face to face about it, and he wants to be a fucking bitch and try to escort me out. No, it ain't happening, whore.
Wow.
I was live. You can go back and find it. So no, I think these hungry, the all of this hidden backdoor shit's over. We all know it. Everybody wants these meetings at nighttime. Everybody wants it's transparent now. So there won't be no more. Let's make this back to do this, and everybody here vote pass for it. Let's go.
Right, you can go ahead and bet your top-earned dollar on this that it's the coming to the end of Dan Mosley's turn that he's gonna fuck this county up and over big time, and then the next elected one's gonna have a big mess to clean up. I mean, there's already a mess for him to clean up, but I mean, it's gonna be bigger.
Did he not just fuck Kobe over thinking he was helping him, wanting to bring an attorney general to hold up the sale of American water, to be mud to American water? Why do we need an attorney general in here? This sale's been going on for over a fucking, it's been in the works for a year. It's basically a signed, sealed, delivered deal. Probably be done in June. Maybe July. Might be a little later, but probably June. I guarantee it. Somebody dropped out.
I think they were saying something about the Public Service Commission. I think they were saying there was something like a 9-month process there, wasn't there?
All I'm gonna say is
on that.
right, me either. Chris said he lost us. Chris, you coming back up?
We dropped the link for you. Anybody else want to come up? Colby can come up and defend himself if he could.
Oh, he's not coming.
Yeah, getting him up here to defend himself is like trying to force a horse to drink water from a trough. It ain't gonna fucking happen.
Well, he's not got no traction in Clover Fork, as I was saying. He's not going to be a worry, I don't think.
And then people going into City Hall, basically forcing Mitch, or pretty much making Mitch not be able to come on here because it's a bad thing. Somebody telling Paul Browning way up in past Kildare or Holmes's Millway, well, I seen you heard you done a video with that crack boy. Well, you know, like now Mitch can't come on. I told Mitch straight up, I can't endorse you. I love you. If Paul don't win, you know, it'll be down to you and food stamp. But I can't endorse Mitch, but I can be his help him in any way I can, just like he did me the other night. If you can't come on my show, I can't endorse you.
I don't think Mitch is going to neither.
No, he done told me why. Either he lied to me, and I know he wouldn't lie to me. So there was some bullshit. Somebody went in City Hall and said a bunch of shit about me. And if Mitch comes on here, basically, he thinks it's going to destroy him and whoever his people is. It's the same thing. I'm not mad at Mitch over it, but if I was Mitch, I'd be a man and say, well, fuck that. I'm going to go over here where all the attention is, because I could break an interview down into 60-second clips and drop them all over social media, and everybody's going to be looking at different clips of you because that's what I do.
Well, my thing, Brad, was sort of like Harlan County can't move forward as long as you're leaving people behind. I've come up with that tag, that hashtag, no one left behind, because we can't make the county better as long as we're not addressing everybody. And for Mitch to do that, see, he's leaving out a whole. I mean, they're just shutting people out that watch you and watch your videos. They don't care about that. They're not, they're cared about their system. And I ain't saying that about Mitch, but it's all about appearances. And I talked to Mitch on the phone, and we had a nice little conversation. And he seems like a good guy, and everything like that. But at the same time, I question what I mean. Everybody's got a right to run, and just like Chris and everybody else, I think those guys should be complimented for stepping out of that box that they're comfortable in, and put themselves on the line to speak out and to address issues. But that's the one problem I have with like Mitch is he's not willing to address everybody. He's only addressing a certain crowd. See, in politics, we have what we call likely voters. And when we go to campaign and stuff like that, they get the voter registration rolls, and they look and see who's voting consistently. And those are the votes that they go after. They're not going after the straggler votes, this guy or that guy that they're not trying to get them to vote.
Yeah, you're right there, Billy.
Hey, Dustin, how old are you?
I am 19. I'll be 20 next Tuesday.
Good for you, buddy. Good for you.
The young
Happy
man,
early birthday.
he's intelligent. I always work with him down there at the thing tonight. He was taking notes. He's on his game.
Well, I'm proud of him. He's doing a good job.
He's fixing to be working with cracks. We're fixing to be doing a lot of combining.
We're doing a lot of partnering. I partnered with a lot of the candidates down there. I didn't get to talk to Brian before I headed out, but I'll talk to him eventually. I'm partnering up with biggest part of the candidates, and even if they're elected, even if they're not elected in, we're still going to work with them. And the ones that are elected in, we're still going to work with them too, if they'll partner with us. So far right now, we're partnered with biggest part of all candidates running for each thing. We're partnered up with them. And
are you doing a 501c3?
No, I'm independent. Everything I do is independently.
Okay. I didn't know if you had a nonprofit organized or not.
We're working on doing that right now. I'm planning on after I do that. I mean, I've contacted the GOP headquarters of Kentucky, and with that being said, we're soon to pay a fee, and we're going to be state recognized, which is going to be a good start off. And it's going to be a youth Republican society where we bring the youth together. We help them get registered to vote. We help them, teach them things about the party, history about the party. And we just guide them in the right steps, basically, and get them ready, like if they want to run.
Well, let me ask you guys a question. Who leads the Republican Party in Harlan County right now?
I think it's Charles Bailey, the deputy that works at the courthouse, I'm pretty sure, or the deputy that's on the sheriff's office.
What was that?
What'd you
say?
It's his brother, Clark. That's the head of the Republican Party.
Clark,
the mayor of
Republican Party.
Yeah, they took in
homosexuals. I've got proof right here. He hates homosexuals. He's homophobic. He hates Kelly, the fucking firefighter. I've heard that from several different people that used to work down there. He pitted Brian Hill and Casey Stewart against each other down there one time. Casey told me all about that, by the way, Brian. And he was fair and honest and took up for you in that and said Clark pitted y'all. Clark don't need to be head of shit.
Well, Clark is the one. No, Paul Caldwell was ahead of it for a long time. And I remember they were having some meetings down there at Lowell. And I went to one or two of those meetings, and Clark was actually, they formed something. They did something to get Paul out, and Clark just kind of did a power grab on it. But I didn't know if he was still ahead of it or not, because that's been a few years ago.
That's my knowledge.
Yeah, Mark calls me the Charlie Kirk of Harlan County. If y'all see that comment, I'm far from that right now. But no, the reason I'm doing this is a lot of people ask is because this is where I get my experience from for whenever I do decide to run, because I don't want people to don't think I'm capable of handling a position. But yeah, everything I'll say is correct. I mean, Clark, don't get me wrong. He's all right sometimes. He's all right sometimes, but other times I can't stand him. I walked into his office the other day to get a paper signed so we can just clean the park in Lowell. And I walked outside of the door because he was in a meeting, and he said that boy had no right coming in here and interrupting. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm just here to get a piece of paper for you to sign. Then he act like he never said anything when I walked into his office, fat fucker.
Yeah, that's Clark for you.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I know that he's made people take animals down there to the end of the where the sewer plant is and unalive them and let them loose and let people shoot at them for target practice. I do know that. I
Well,
know
does anybody know the story about when the city of Lowell sued the city of Everett with Clark Bailey involved in that?
That's news to me.
Never heard of
Well,
that.
when Brian Napier was at when he was at the city of Lowell, I know Everett's hired him, and the way that police stuff works, they're under contract, I guess. And city of Everett had got they had hired Brian, and they weren't supposed to. And I
Oh,
believe
really?
this is back when Otis Stone was representing the city of Everett, and they got a lawsuit that was from I think it was Danny Lunsford, and they took it to Otis, and they was asking Otis about it, like, what was you doing? Thinking, you're not supposed to hire this guy, and they were some kind of deal worked out with Clark Bailey to where they would drop the lawsuit. And I'm not sure I didn't know if you guys were aware of that or what the resolution come to that. But I know that they, somehow they got by it, but there was a deal in the process there, and Clark was in the mix of that too, I think.
I'm sure it was over the police academy.
Yeah,
What's
yeah, it's
that?
the police academy.
When that police academy is real expensive, and you have to have somebody to sponsor you. And I'd say the city of Lowell's probably sponsored him, and you have to fulfill your contract. It's usually 2 years that you have to work for. And I'd say he probably, as soon as he got out of the academy, left him or something.
Well, I know I know that they'd got Brian for sending dick pics to women while he was in the academy,
Oh,
and
Lord.
just like, yeah, and Everett's knew that and still hired him. So, I mean, they got what they kind of deserved there, I think. But Clark was I know he had some involvement in that with that lawsuit deal. And I just didn't know how the resolution came to that. If it just somehow there must have been a deal made.
Yeah, I'm not aware of that.
I'd say Dustin can probably find that quicker than any of us.
Yeah. Shoot me a message on Facebook with any questions, comments, or concerns. And if you're specific and you give me what I need, then hell yeah, I'll find out anything you need me to. I will dig as deep as I can. If I can't find it, I'll hire someone to hack into systems to get it for me. I don't give a shit. I mean, if it exposes how corrupted these officials are right now, and it can help us prove a point, get shit done, then hell yeah, I'll do anything.
Well, you got to be careful now. I tell you what, it's very easy to make enemies. I'm going to give you a little warning there, because trust it from a guy who walks through the fire all the time, man. You can turn some feathers real fast.
I have tons of enemies. I have people that lie on my name. I got people that send me DEATH threats. I mean, I've seen it all already. Just in the week's time that I've been doing this. But you know what I tell them? I tell them, kiss my ass.
There you go. So,
Well, good. If you need anything from me too, Dustin, just give me a shout.
Yeah, I endorse Dustin and anything he's doing right now. And if I can get my crew, my fans, my people to come and help clean something up, by God, we're gonna get on.
I would like for a lot of the officials right now and candidates to reach out to me and send me some concerns about the county, because right now I am pushing for a meeting on the agenda to meet with the Vice President, the President of the United States of America. So far, so good. If you can reach out and send me some of the concerns that can possibly help us get funds put into our small county to fix this shit, then please do, because I mean I'm shooting for the top. I ain't staying low. I mean, Dan Mosley likes to hide behind Andy Brashear's ass, but I'm shooting for the top. I mean, if I have to go sit in the Oval Office and fight with the president, then by God, I'm going to.
Well, Dan has been a very big disappointment.
Yeah. Dan treated me like a joke, just like Kobe. Every time I went up there live or not live, and I told him what happened when I got my brains beat out by a city employee at Lowell and got these glasses on and a fucked up knee from it. There wasn't nothing he could do. That's what he claims. He says that he ain't got nothing to do with that. Bullshit. He could have done something about that and didn't want to. And when I was in fucking DC, me and Murder tried our best, and I got it on Messenger. I can pull it up. We tried to call Dan Mosley because he was in front of us in line to get in the Capital One from like here, probably I'd say probably from here to the end of the tennis courts or the floodball gate right there in town, Trestle. He's probably that far ahead of us. The whole weekend I was in D.C. for Trump's inauguration. We tried to get up with Dan. We just wanting to meet up to take a picture, just to be like, Harlan County in the house. You want Dan? Can we pay for dinner for your family and everything? And not one response. Both of us in D.C. Who else was in D.C. from Harlan? Not a soul that I hardly know.
I've only been to D.C. one time, to the White House, and I actually got to witness a foreign leader motorcade and see President Joe Biden. But I mean, I'm looking forward to being put on the agenda to meet with Trump and actually getting some things done in this town, getting us noticed again by the country's leaders. I mean, if I can stand up and do it at 19 years old, then I don't see why no one else should. I mean, it's time for us to stop being scared and grow a set of nuts and actually stand up for what we love. If you love your country, then it's time to take and fight. And my slogan is, if you can't win if you don't fight, and you can't fight if you're sitting down. You got to stand up and join that fight. And Mark said that I'm creating waves. Hell no, I'm coming in a tsunami, and if you don't like it, then you best get out my way.
Good for you, man. So tomorrow I'm going to get with Dustin, and we're going to see what we can do, and we may make some very good content. I may sit and interview Dustin, but we're going to definitely get together and do some content, or go to Cumberland and talk to Paul Browning, or talk to Mitch, or Food Stamp, or Brian Hale, or whoever wants to talk. Austin Miller's definitely invested in you. He was definitely interested in what you had to show and say.
Yeah, I'm very honored that most of the candidates that is running right now is honored to serve and work with me on behalf of the county, even though I am not an elected official. How I see it is, elected or not, I'm still going to fight. But yeah, we can go do whatever you want to do. I mean, I'm fine with, meeting some more of the candidates, getting to know them, seeing where they stand. But another thing I'm going to shout out to. What's that?
Just because you're not elected doesn't mean you don't have a voice.
Exactly. And that's how it's got to be. But one thing I am going to shout out to is April 18th at 9 a.m. in Harlan County, Kentucky, meeting at the old courthouse. Kentucky U.S. Representative for the House of Congress candidate Benjamin Hurley will be in Harlan County hosting a cleanup event sponsored by Crack 40 TV, Eastern Kentucky United, and the Harlan Rebuild Program Act, and myself to do a huge community cleanup. All supplies will be provided, shirts, snacks, waters, etc., etc. We're looking for tons of volunteers for that. We need an exact head count of how many people we could get there and do that. So if you want to help us push that out, please help us. I mean, I'm doing so much to get in contact with these big people just to get something done with this community. And I mean, all I'm asking for is some support. I mean, all you got to say is that you support me, and that's just going to push me harder, like push me to go much harder and much stronger. But I mean, with the lack of support I'm getting right now, it's difficult, but I'm fighting for it.
You hang in there. You hang in there, Dustin.
I support anything positive for Harlan County, so there you go.
Well, a lot of the problems we have are elected officials don't want to listen to the people at all. They just, it's hard to, like y'all was talking about going to the courthouse. I mean, I think we've all been there once or twice and got pushed to the side, so, and Dan was one of them when he first ran. He came up to Clover Fork, and unfortunately, I was the one that kind of helped him get elected, and I kind of regret that. So I took a beating for that too. But at the same time, Dan fed me a bunch of line, and I'd just like to think I was
going to do good, Billy. I had a lot of faith in Dan when he was.
Well, I did too, and I was very much disappointed. But
Billy,
I was warned, and I didn't take the warning. So
to add on to what you were just saying, Billy, you are right. The people is overlooked. But one thing that I can point out right now, and I'm pretty sure we all can agree on, is people is not as overlooked as the youth is. Elected officials look at the youth and laugh, but something they don't realize is, hey, we can vote too.
Well,
they just look at us like we're nobody.
I was in the United States Army when I was 17 years old. So if you could serve your country at that age, you can do other things too.
Exactly, and that's what Chris was saying earlier, is if you can do all that stuff, then you can too. And to mention this again, I have contacted the senator for Kentucky, and we've actually got a legislation in the making right now to lower filing age to where you can run in elections at 18, 19, 20, and you don't got to wait until you're 24 to do it. Since we're the future of America, then by George, we should be able to run in elections freely. If we can vote freely, then we should be able to run freely.
I'll agree with that.
I have no problem with that.
But
it's going to start with a petition.
Let's look at the candidates that's not been showing up to these events. I know sometimes like me, things happen that you can't. But like tonight, the ones that didn't show up, that I think that's disrespecting us as voters to not show up and at least give us a little something to chew on. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed totally. I know that there was one candidate I was looking to see if he had anything to say, and he wasn't a show today, so I was kind of
right.
Well, that I was even talking about the second district magistrates rates. We had a no-show, one or two no-shows there.
Milton, somebody else.
Well, yeah, and
I was hoping to God that I would see James Howard walk through those doors, because as soon as he would have, I would have handed him a packet of paper. I said, "You blow me off long enough. Now you're gonna stand here before you go in there and debate, and you're gonna read this, and we're gonna see what we get done." I'm tired of being blew off by these elected officials. I'm about to go sleep on their damn doorsteps.
Well, probably some of them need it, because once they get in, this is the problem. Once they get in, you become nobody until the next election, and we all kind of know that. We don't have a voice. Ain't nobody caring what any of us say. Your ideals get slighted. You get pushed under the table, even if they listen to your ideal. And that's not an elected official. That's somebody in there just wanting to do what they want to do.
Well, they forget it's not me, it's we.
Well, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been backstage at some of these events when I was out in Las Vegas, and these guys that are, man, they can. I mean, to hear somebody talk, they can tell you whatever they want to tell you. But I guarantee you, I've seen it too many times where these guys get backstage. If you're not a big donor or somebody of influence, I guarantee you, you're going to get an elbow put in your rib. And I'm just telling you the facts.
That's 100% correct.
You know,
So
so you don't have a voice, at least not according to them.
So, Dustin, how are we going to figure out what we need? And is this guy going to pay for the supplies when he comes in here? I forget his name.
Yes. This guy said that he is gonna pay for the supplies. He's gonna provide it all. He said the only thing he's gonna ask is before we do this cleanup event, he's gonna do a safety brief and introduce himself. He said the only thing he wants is if we find any paraphernalia or stuff that could be used to use illegal narcotics, to report it to him and let him handle that.
Yeah, I'll take care of all that since I'm already a recovering addict and I know how to handle all that stuff. If there's any paraphernalia, I can throw gloves on and dispose of it. Trust me.
It's a shame that we got all that stuff
he
out
will
there,
be,
though.
he will be providing gloves, garbage bags, grabbers, etc. snacks and food is what he told me. And then April the 11th in Lowell, we fit with Clark to get this approved. We're doing Lowell cleanup, and he's going to provide all the stuff. And he also said that he was going to do a small cookout for all the ones who volunteer and do so. Yeah. James Howard is the man. Y'all don't know shit. If you're going to talk smack, there's a huge difference between knowing how to do the job and talk to other Kentucky officials versus wishing you could have the job. All right, first things first, I don't wish that I was Magistrate District 5. I wish someone who is actually going to do the job and be out in the community and actually not afraid to answer a call in the position of the job. James Howard don't do anything but sit on his ass in an office and look pretty. He does not answer his phone call. He does not care about the community. He blows us off. The last time he ever got out and did anything would be the last election whenever it was close to time, because that's the only time officials that is running do anything for the damn county is whenever it's close to election time. We want someone who's going to constantly have their boots on the ground and work for the community and not just sit in an office and allow their pockets to be filled up by doing nothing. I respect James for standing up to Dan Mosley. Yes, I do. But still, it's wrong how he treats his community, but he still wants to run and sit there. He wants to run for the money that he's making, the funds that is going in his pocket. None of it is helping the community.
I'll say this. James did not want no association with helping Morris when Morris's house burnt down and Austin Miller and Joel Phillips, your future District 1 Magistrate Austin Miller, went down there and I cut Austin's knee out of fuck that day and proposed to Ashley. James Howard wanted no promotion, didn't want his name said, and he done everything he could for a month straight. Everybody get a membership, by God. Constant Sue's just got one. It just costs $1, $2, $3, whatever, whichever membership level you want. Get a membership and help make the mayor's check great. Once again, thank you, Constant Sue. But James did not want no notoriety. He didn't want shit. He did not want his name said. He didn't want nobody to know he was helping. And I witnessed him help Morris a lot more than what you would regularly think. Like, he made sure everything down there got tore down. He made sure he had a place to stay, even though Morris wanted to stay in that little garage that smelled like death. James did do all that. And every time I can get a hold of, every time I need James, I swear to God, I've been able to get a hold of him. James has provided me with updates on B-Mud and everything. I can't say that for James. But
All
you know
right,
what?
so you said James answers every phone call. Listen, let me tell you something. I called James the other day because I wanted to do a community cleanup for my community, District 5. Because if you drive down through here, all you're gonna see is trash and shit on the side of the roads and in parks and shit. And I wanted to put in time and dedication to my community to help clean it. I called James and asked him if he can provide garbage bags, and he blocks my fucking number. Now, what type of magistrate is that? Shouldn't the magistrate be the one doing this shit instead of us having to do it? Shouldn't he be the one appointing people to do it instead of us having to do it?
It's the good thing about politics. We've all got an opinion. Brian Hale, what's your opinion on this running for the 5th District Magistrate?
Really don't know what to say. I mean,
Come on, Brian.
you spit facts, so I mean, I give credit where credit's due.
I mean, I just don't. I think James has got enough money. What do you think? That he don't need to run for the money, does he? Even though he's your opponent, he don't need to run for the money.
Oh hell no.
I'd imagine he's doing good for himself.
Yeah, but at 70-some-year-old, how many terms has he got in magistrate? And who was the magistrate before him? Was it Dale Zena and Delmer?
It was Delmer, I believe, was before him.
Because Dale Zena died.
No, Dale Zena was judge executive.
Yeah.
She died at judge. She was judge exec when she died.
No, she was retired by then.
Yeah, but remember, she come back and was somehow didn't she? When I was working for the county road department in 2012, she was doing something and then she died. What was she doing? Because 5th District Magistrate in 2012.
I can't recall.
Because she died and Delmer Stevens took over from the county road department.
You may be right. I'm not for sure on that one.
Well, anyway, James has been in there since what, 12 years at least?
That sounds about right.
I mean, James has been very good to me and speaks to me and gives me knowledge. And Brian Hale's a damn good friend of mine. You know, I mean, coaches, look at Michigan State basketball, for example. Tom Izzo's going to North Carolina. Things happen. People change positions. People, you know.
What did you just say?
Tom Izzo left Michigan State after 30 years to go.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's breaking news today. Shit, it woke me. I mean, it shocked me.
Oh, really? Yeah, no.
Let's just play this out. Everybody get their heads together. What improvements have been made in District 5 in the last 10 years? Let's shout them out.
Not a damn thing. Roads is terrible. Sidewalks in Lowell, terrible. Potholes everywhere, garbage everywhere you look, brush and rubble piled up. He's not put a stop to it, but he sat here and says he will. He says no dumping here, but he still allows it. The last time he's actually got out and actually cleaned up anything has been 6 years ago. Because I remember stopping and talking to him. I mean, yes, James is a great guy. I like him as a person, but I don't like him as a magistrate. We need someone like Brian Hill.
I appreciate the endorsement.
And I will say this right now publicly in front of God and everybody. I fully, wholeheartedly endorse Brian Hill for magistrate of District 5 because I believe he has what it takes. He is dedicated. He's been a fire chief for how long?
8 years.
8 years. So he's
Oh,
good. He's good with public service. He's got that in the bag. And as long as I've
Well,
known Brian Hill, he's been a good friend. He's been a good person. And I feel like I can fully trust him wholeheartedly. So, yes, I fully endorse Brian Hill.
well, Brian's a good guy. I mean, I don't live in District 5, so I really don't have much say there. But even Brian, I mean, he reached out to me tonight, right, Brian, after the event there. And that's one thing that you can tell about a good person running is that they're reaching out and they're talking to the citizens, to the community, and trying to get their input on things. And I commend Brian for that as well. But like I said, District 5 is not in my ball game area. I really shouldn't be making comments down there.
Well, my saying is I don't talk to anybody. I talk to everybody.
Brian
Well, you're
does. Yeah, he will.
And I don't have enough experience with James. Too many interactions with him. He's always been cordial to me. But like I said, I don't live in that district to know, how it is to communicate him as a citizen there to see what he's doing there. So it would take you guys to know that.
And that's respectable.
Well, Sky Bird, if you think it's dumb as fuck, then you can click the link and you can come up here and debate. This is an open panel debating politics. If you think it's dumb as fuck, come up here and put your 3 cents in or roll the fuck out. Go look at it up. Go watch Old Ernie's
He said I'm
up the panel and talk too if you think it's dumb.
He said I'm a retard. Well, basically is how he said it.
I think it's great that we've got a lot of people running for positions in here talking and some low-key big people watching, even if it is just 14 people. And it is I think it's a very good political conversation myself. But across from where Jimmy Emlo lives in Law, the sidewalks, Brian Hill, would that be the city or the county? You know where my dad lives at Lonnie's Apartments, right beside J&R Printing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, with them sidewalks across the road from his porch, would that be Loyal or would that be the county or state?
That'd be a
state.
That'd be a city.
Wouldn't that be state where that's on a state highway? That main drag through there?
Well, it's a state highway through there, but it's also known as Wilkinson Street too.
Yeah. It can fall under state and not state. It can fall under city and county. Just depends. But I mean, if the city of Louisville isn't going to do something about it, then the magistrate of District 5 needs to talk to the city of Louisville about having something done. So that's where both would play a part, the county and the city.
Okay, well, I got a little story.
I think it's really falling under the city.
Brian Hill may know this woman because we're about the same age. And she's blind, and she lived down there in them apartments that burn up. Kathy Lamar, she had told Clark where she's blind. She's almost 100% blind. Her son's 100% blind almost, and I think her other son has to guide him around, basically. So right across from my dad's porch, there's a big old piece of metal or copper sticking up that's jagged. Kathy was walking down through there, and she had done told Clark 3 or 4 times. She fell. Well, her insurance adjuster had his dash cam recording and just happened to ride by. Turned around, flew back, picked her up, and helped her up. Give her a copy of that, and nothing still ever got done about it. She tried to find a lawyer and I don't know what happened. Maybe it was because her house burnt down. But her apartment, but yeah, right across from my dad's, there's a big old huge jagged piece of copper coming out of there. It needs to be removed. She's blind and she about died.
You're right. I'll go to jail for doing it, but I'm going. I've been meaning to go up there and cut it. It's a PCP pipe sticking out of the ground. There's 2 of them.
Well, there may be. I went down there and looked at it. And this one, this is copper, definitely.
Brad, if you'll send me a picture of where it's at, I'll personally walk it myself and see what I can do about it.
Okay. I'm kind of scared to drive through Lowell, and this is no offense to Ben Pace, not whatsoever. And I've talked to Ben about this. You know, obviously Clark and his giant puppet down there hate my guts, and I'm scared to drive through Lowell. I'm scared. I fear for my life. I fear to go to my dad's and him living down there and anything, because I'm like, Clark and them's going to try to pull me over and have me put in jail for some kind of bullshit. But I'll get down through there tomorrow, and I'll get you a picture. I'll get you a video or a picture of that quick as I can.
Yeah, video would be better, so that way I can get my bearings and see where it's at exactly, and I'll see what I can do about it.
Okay.
Well, Brad's planning on meeting up tomorrow, anyways, with me and stuff. So yeah, we can get it then and just shoot it straight to you.
Brad, you still got some signs? Get that boy a sign.
Yeah, I got one actually right here under me. Look, what's this?
Yo, there it is.
Matter of fact.
Oh yeah, I need one of those. If you can get me a car sticker too, Brian, I'll slap a big one right on the side of my vehicle.
I don't have any of them yet, so I'm working on that. As funds come in.
I don't want to take Jeff Marietta down, but I can't reach over everything all my life, so I'm going to switch out with Jeff Marietta for a minute. And then I take Kyle Brown down for a little bit. I switch them out. I can put Derek Sages up for a little bit. And Glenn Hensley's. Everybody that's, I'm endorsing or advertising for, whatever. I keep their sounds rotated right there. And I don't get this. You can't go to this bank. You can't go to the post office or the courthouse. Well, you can get to the courthouse, but not the post office, on vehicle, no other way but Mount Street. And not one of these politicians that's paid me to advertise for them has come and put a sign on my building. Makes no sense. Everybody's got to go this way to get their kids from school, drop their kids off. Think about it. And not one person. Austin's supposed to be putting one up there, but he gets busy and forgets, but Powell Brown was supposed to. I told Robert Crowder he could, which that got canceled real quick. We're not doing business. We're all right, but no business there. But I told a lot of people, please use my building. If I'm endorsing you, put your sign up out here. And I'm like, I don't get it. Why wouldn't you put a sign up on my building? Any which way you look, if you put one right here where Austin's supposed to on this corner looking two ways, anybody in Harlan that gets their mail at the post office will see it. Anybody that goes to the beer company will probably see it.
Makes sense.
Yeah, think about it. You walk up and down here twice, at least once today. I mean, you know what I'm saying. Think about it.
Hey,
Chris, I don't know if that was you or Brian there, but you opened up another subject right there when you mentioned about lawyers. And I think that's another problem I think we have in Harlan is that trying to find an attorney to represent you that is against the powers to be, that's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
It sure ain't.
I mean, we got to fix that problem too. We got to fix that problem because if you try to find an attorney in Harlan, well, they can't represent you or they won't. And if they do, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. That's for sure. There was no legal recourse for us. It's like we're not even in America to be able to afford legal representation or have anybody, you know as well as I do, if you got to go out of Harlan somewhere and the case has got to be big enough to bring something, an out of place lawyer. But there's so many things that are going on in Harlan County that we can't fix because the courts have us locked up. I'm just telling you the truth right here. Yeah,
you cannot get nobody. Okay, so like with me in the city of Lowell, I know people in Harlan that's got the city of Lowell sued right now. Been going on for a year or two. But you can't. But they got like most people has to go out of town and find somebody like I did. See, I just found me a good lawyer out of town, and that's how. And like black folks say less, crack, say less. We'll say nothing else
Well,
about it.
I got 30 acres up there at Clover Fork, but it's landlocked, and they put in you know, we've had property there for over 100 years, and we had a right of way road that went up there, but I can't even access my property because when they come in there and put those gas wells in, they changed the right of way and the road. And I know what they done was illegal, but you can't get nobody to represent you. I even had they even strip mined across the top of our property, run right through it, and we didn't get a dime for it. And I tried to see, and I even had one come from Virginia, and he was just like, well, between the litigation and them having to come over here to Harlan and to do that was just like, and there was no guarantees. Plus you had to put up so much money, but it's just, you're just stuck. You're just stuck. There's nothing you can do. If they want to run over you, they can. And like I said, I got 30 acres. I can't even access. And that's a state law. You can't landlock property, but Bennett down there, they have a road that goes up from High Splint that goes right to my property, but they won't let me go through there. They won't what's his name over there? I went down there to see him in his office, and they got so many shell companies that by the time you sue one, that company's already closed down, and they've got another shell company. So you can't even hardly sue them because they changed the name so much.
Ernie fucking Shell, I'll tell you. What a coincidence. Well, let me since So's in here. So what's the latest on Ernie Shell?
Oh boy.
That community has just died. Like, it's over. It's over. I don't never see none of my Ernie Shell people no more or nothing. But that's okay because I'm ready to build a new audience, a more of a local audience. And let's actually do like Dustin said, let's make things happen around here. Let's find Jared and Skylar Dopel a home to rent. Their house burnt down. Look what we did for Morris. I mean, we've got to do, there's a lot that can be done around here that, like, Brian said, you don't have to be elected to do. Hell, we can get a group of people together and go do something.
That's true. Well, another
Something
problem
I
we have
found
in the
out
county that nobody talks about is affordable housing. We don't have enough housing in the county.
Something I found out, and that this is the truth too. The more people you have backing you in your decisions, and like if you can provide, like, let's say picture proof, video proof, or just something that can support your cause and your claim, that you can get a whole lot more done through more higher power than elected county officials. That's how I got the Senate on board with me right now. With some of the things, there's a lot of empty spaces throughout Harlan County that we can use for things.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't we use them? Like, what's stopping us from using them, putting things there?
I think Paul Browning was addressing that.
Yeah. When Powell took me to Cumberland for about 8 hours, I went in every business. I went in the movie theater. I went in all Jeff Marietta has to do if he's not done it, sign a paper, sign his name to a grant. Powell have 50,000. They have 50,000 to finish that theater up. Powell showed me a lot of stuff that he has done up in Cumberland. But what can Powell do in Pathfork? What can Powell do in Wildlands? What can Chris
Something needs to be done in all of our districts.
Something that when I put out a post on Facebook about a bunch of people said they wanted to see something done that would, give the youth more opportunities or things to do to keep them out of trouble. So one thing I want to start pushing for is to reopen the bowling alley and the movie theater as quick as possible. And if we can, would any of y'all back that if I was to start something? Like, would y'all support that, or would that be something y'all are against?
Where would we put a bowling alley? Are we going to find a contracted bowling alley company?
There's already a bowling alley in Harlan, right?
No.
By FCKRI.
What I'd like to see is in that big field up Ages put a drive-in theater.
I'll agree with that.
That would be nice. A driving thing.
Go,
Yeah,
Sam.
I
Good
thought
idea.
I thought there was a bowling alley. That's the only reason why I supported that. So
It's
maybe
security. It's where security is. That place that sewing factory in Sunshine, and then back in the 80s and early 90s, we had the bowling alley out there at the furniture store where Wendy's is.
And before that, it was at Comp Care.
right.
Before that, what?
It was at Comp Care.
You're right. That's just a little before my memory, but you're right on that. I forgot about that.
What about
That's
The
correct,
reason we
Jimmy.
don't have it anymore is greed. You can't bring a business in here and begin charging them $500 a month, and then see that they're doing good and say, "Well, we're going to have to up your rent to $5,000 a month."
You're exactly right.
Just greed's what ruined the bowling alley. Greed ruined the movie theaters, and greed has ruined this county.
Well,
Same
You're
with
because
exactly
capitalism
right.
rules the end of the day, and when they
Right.
raise those rents so high, it can't be profitable.
No,
You're
it's
right.
impossible.
You know something I was just sitting here thinking of is that old Everett's High School.
Well,
Couldn't we turn that into something? Like, couldn't we fight to have something done with that, or maybe put something
Well,
in
that's
there
not a
for
county
you to
project.
do?
They're
I
That's
already
not a
No,
county
I know.
somebody
project.
bought that.
They're
I
already.
mean,
What do they call it? I was
Well,
up there
the
the day the Mexican the Mexican raid happened, and I left. But they're making something up there to where you can go to school to work on like racing cars and like
video.
video, make movies and learn how to edit. And I forget the name of it. Mark Stewart could tell you, but
Hope High School.
huh?
Hope High School.
Hope High School, yeah, they're fixing to turn that into that, and if they can get the racing to come back through here, they'll have racing mechanic engineering classes and everything.
Kind of like a
I've heard
souped up
that before.
vocational.
I've heard that for probably 10 years and never seen much movement out of it. I don't
Well, I
know.
went up there to the meeting and they had it all laid out like really nice, but I had to go because of the Mexican raid.
Yeah, they've been doing some construction in there already. Oh, they've had some crews, but it's going very slowly because the grants they got, those grants they're not released immediately, and it's only in bits and pieces. So they do have a grant up there.
right. See, I just support, like, getting something for the youth, like to keep them out of trouble, if anything at all. I know a lot of people recommended a skating rink. What about that? Would y'all like support that if we could possibly get fundings from, let's say, whenever the meeting with the senators or the representatives, if we can push for fundings for a skating rink, would y'all support a cause like that to be put in Harlan County?
I don't think it's a bad idea when it comes to our youth. There's millions of ideas. We just have to get a way to get them put together.
Yeah.
Well, I kind of look at those things like my generation. We had, pinball machines and pool tables and things like that. But this younger generation, now, Dustin, you're in it, and most of you guys might be in that generation too. But video gaming is pretty much took the replacement technology. Most people got their noses in their phones or in their video games.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And my kind of solution, instead of doing it like that, where you're not going to really attract a whole bunch of people, and was one of the things I kind of liked was the ideal that we take, instead of having one central location, we had one location in every district, in all 5 districts, and we put in a modern gaming room that, like, maybe you had like the seats that you sit in and you play video games, you got the headsets. I would rather go with something more like that, to where it's going to be utilized,
Oh yeah, that'd
because
be awesome.
Well, let me
and that
ask you.
way the kids in every district can get to it. That's another
Right,
problem.
right. Let me ask you a question on this. All right, so there's a popular game out right now, and it's called Fortnite. Have you ever heard of Fortnite?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if you've seen videos online, you see a bunch of these big famous YouTube streamers that stream that game go and actually compete in that game. What if we could set up something like use a school gym and have nothing but either PCs or PlayStation set there, and host like a community event, but for Fortnite, and have like prizes and stuff for the youth to participate in? I mean, would that be a good idea?
Well, that's what I was saying. I was thinking if we had one in every district, so all the kids could utilize it, I think it would be something. And yeah, those kind of contests and everything would be great. I think, but be really modern about it. Let's not go into it, because it's sort of like, I had a friend, he moved here. He moved to Harlan County. Get this now. He was from Las Vegas, didn't know nobody in Harlan County. And he seen a house. It was up on auction when he was doing a search online. He found it was really cheap, and he was just like, he moved to Harlan, and he'd never been to Harlan, didn't have no family there, didn't have no friends there, nothing. He knew nothing about it. And he bought a place there, and my son met him at the store or something, and ended up becoming friends with him. And I actually went to his house once up there, and I went in there. Actually, I've been there a few times now, but he's got in there, and he's got just what I was explaining. He's got the chair, he's got the goggles, he's got the things. I mean, I'm talking about the things that vibrate, makes you feel like really virtually, it's realistic. And I'm talking about, if we went modern, something like that, I just think that kids would eat that, and then young adults would kind of eat that stuff up, because it's something that's out of their price range than a modern, your regular PlayStation game. You know what I'm saying?
I understand completely.
And I just kind of thought, and the ideal is to reach all, like I said, no one left behind. So that means you got to reach everybody in the whole county, and not just like, that's the reason I kind of like Paul. I think Paul might have had that ideal too, was try to do something, instead of doing like the rec center that they proposed in the Belk building, one central location. Because they had this thing, I went to a fiscal court meeting, and I objected back when, before Paul was magistrate, David Kennedy was magistrate up there in District 3. And they was pushing for the swimming pool to be open back up in Lowell. And the county was already, been stretched on their money. And they was, I think the other part was, because see, the county has $500,000 that when Marvin J, when he was sheriff and went after that doctor, if you guys remember that money's still sitting in an account. They never, 20 years. I mean, I don't know how many years have passed now, but it seems like 20 years.
2008.
This money has been sitting there, and they haven't done nothing with it. And a whole generation of kids has went by that was supposed to help, and we've done nothing with it. So tell me what's wrong with that picture.
Hey, I have a question.
Hey, Brad, I'm coming back on a different device. Give me a quick second.
All right.
I have a question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand bringing all this stuff in for the youth in Harlan, but you got to think of all the poor people that's in Harlan. Everybody, like there's no jobs here in Harlan. Why not bring jobs so the people can work here, so they do have the money to go out and do all these things?
Well, a bowling alley would create 30 to 60 jobs, I would assume.
Yeah, but they need to think about that. Like, I understand the youth needs something to do, but think about it, Crack. Every time that this town does a bowling alley, does a pool hall. What happens at that place every time?
It always shuts down.
Yep.
Over what? Over what?
Lack of
Well,
funding. Lack of
No,
mentality.
the
Back,
owner of the last one had substance abuse issues for one. Two, he was playing UFC video, live pay-per-views over there and charging people. And three, people just got burnt out on it. Just take, for example, Jimbo Collins. When he had the MMA fights, the tough man here, that was the funnest shit to go to for 2.5, 3 years. And then when they regulated it into complete MMA, everybody got burnt out and stopped going. And Jimbo got quit rip. He couldn't rip people off no more. But that's just the truth. Like, people got burnt out on it. People would probably not get burnt out on a bowling alley because there's kids that's going to be growing up and growing up and growing up. But I remember taking my son to plenty of times over here to Blanton's bowling alley in Sunshine and having a good old time. But where'd it
But
go?
it's just like with the movie theater right there. I remember I took my two daughters down to the movie theater with a couple of their friends, and it was like we were the only one in there. I mean, a business can't stay open if it's not making money, and if people ain't got money to go. So that goes back to what I guess is that Chris? You was talking about the jobs, or is that
no,
Brian?
no. I'm not Chris.
Oh, you Brian?
No,
Well,
no.
this
This Willie.
Oh, I didn't even know who's in there. I got
The
to put my
reason we ain't
glasses
got
on
jobs
here.
around here is for so long, everybody's dependent on coal. And we got a few families and a few co-operators that's kept businesses out here for so long, so they didn't have
Yeah.
to fight for employees. And now we're left with nothing.
Well, we've been mismanaged
Listen,
for so long.
I've worked in the coal business since I was 18 years old, and I'm 36 now. So y'all can do the math. And the coal business ain't what it used to be back when I started, back when I was 18. The coal business now, it's not like it's. I don't think the coal business will ever thrive like it did back in.
Oh, it's done. It's done.
It's on
Yeah.
life support right now.
We need to accept that and move on.
We need to
So-
find something else besides coal here. You know what I mean?
Well, here was the kind of the thing is they've been putting so much time and effort into tourism. Now, tourism only helps out so many people, but at the same time, so maybe y'all can help me with this on the Black Mountain Park. There, is that land leased or is it owned? Does the county own that, or do they
I
just
believe
lease
it's
it?
public. I think some of it's publicly owned, like somebody owns. I know, if I'm not mistaken, don't hold me to it. I heard Mark Stewart talking on one of his lives one time about there was so many thousands of acres that somebody owned, and that he was going to try to get them to let them use it or something to make the tourism better or something. But I think most of that stuff's locally owned.
Well, see, that's where the county, because places have parks, and that just, if we're talking about parks, that needs to be all county owned, and it needs to be expanded to where you have a trailhead up in Cumberland, one in Harlan. We need different trailheads. I mean, it's
Yeah, I
too
think
big.
they only got two, don't they? One in Putney and one in Everett.
Yeah, and that whole thing needs to be expanded all the way up to Black Mountain to the top. And so, I mean, and here was my kind of deal was like, and I kind of shot this at Paul, was that if the county was to take that, whether it be by eminent domain or whatever, because they can take whatever they want. But at the same time, it's sort of like and to pay for that, because it's all about finances, right? It's all about funding. And so if you had the whole property, because I went to, when I was out in Louisville, they got a Jefferson County Park out there, and people actually live inside the park. They own their own houses and their own property. So I thought if we went in there and we actually expanded the park and we put in, they could take lots and they could sell these lots off to people that wanted to put cabins in the park. and that would be their
hang
property.
on just a second. So about the cabin thing, does anybody ever look at the real estate agent here in Harlan? Hey, did you see where they're trying to sell all them cabins in Everett's?
Yeah, I seen that.
That's at the park. So if the park was thriving like they said it was thriving, why are they selling all them cabins for?
I think that's
Um,
due to age. The people that own it are getting up in age and getting
yeah,
really
there's a
old.
lot of buildings being sold in Everett's right now too, because the people that have a controlled part of Everett's for most of the time, they're now getting up into their 70s. And I know some of these buildings and some of these properties are starting to get sold off now, but we've been landlocked for so long. And that's been a problem because they controlled all the businesses and what business comes in. So, that's always been an issue.
That's like all these buildings in Harlan that, like, I know Johnny Turner passed away, but they need to try to do something with all them buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine, like, if they just went in and just put open little businesses in them. You know what I'm saying? I know. So I don't know nothing about this stuff. I'm just mumbling, but you
Well,
got to
Willie,
think.
most of the buildings in Harlan, before you can even put a business in them, most of them would have to go through a major repair.
A major,
If
yeah.
you're not, yeah, and
That's what I'm
that's going
saying.
to increase funding, and whenever we increase funding, that could increase taxes and property taxes because we would have to put more funds into paying people to come in to fix these buildings than etc.
I
Well,
don't
we have
know.
to generate
Brian
revenue. That's the bottom
Brian
line.
Brian can probably tell you more about this than I am, but I know a lot of the buildings are sort of up for condemnation in the near future. Can you elaborate, Brian?
Uh, the code enforcement's working pretty strong on condemning buildings. Harlan City's been real progressive about that.
Yeah, and that's something that Everett's has really lacked on, because I heard y'all talking earlier about the sidewalks in Lowell there, and it's the same thing in Everett's and there's city sidewalks. We just had a walkthrough, and most of that shit, the infrastructure is falling apart.
Well,
I
the thing
mean,
about cities is we pay county taxes too, so why can't some county money come down and fix a sidewalk here and there in Lowell and Everett's?
Where
well,
does
see,
all the money go that this town, like all the taxpayers' dollars go? Because
you got to realize 80% of the
I've not seen
property.
the only thing that I've seen is like when somebody, let's just put this in an example. So I can't remember what his name was, but when they busted them two doctors here a long time ago, them
Yeah.
doctors gave $1 million a piece, right? Am I right or wrong?
Doctors, yeah.
They got,
All right,
I
that was
went to
$2
school.
million.
I was
I
locked
think
up.
it was $1 million.
It was a
No,
million combined.
I think the sheriff's department got 500,000, and then I think Allred was the judge at the time or something
Okay,
like that.
so
And
the
they put,
judge built, when all that money happened, the judge here in Harlan built a brand new house in Kaywood. Is that where the fucking
yeah,
money went?
no, they supposed to still have 540 something $1,000 last time I checked in the account. They haven't done nothing with it. It's still sitting there.
Brian, so back to your topic about the roads and stuff. On the filing chart for the funds and stuff for Harlan County, there was $2.3 million invested in to road funds to fix roads and stuff like that. How come that money was not used to fix the roads? Like, where did that money go? Because it's been
no
recorded,
idea.
which means if it's been recorded, that means Harlan has received that money, correct?
No, that means it's been allocated, but that don't necessarily mean they receive it. It could take years and years for you to ever actually get the money.
Well, I know I can't speak for the rest of the counties, the other cities, but I know in Everett's they also got like, I think it was $100,000 or something like that to fix roads in Everett's. And what ended up happening, yeah, they paved the roads, because I was talking to Rick Nelson. He was a representative at the time, and me and him were just talking a few weeks ago. And but when I talked to the mayor, and what had happened is because they don't have no right of ways, sort of like the county does, the cities, a lot of their work goes under the road. So every time they pave that and they spend all that money to pave the road, only to when a water pipe busts or something like that, they have to dig the road back up. I mean, you know, I mean, we're just throwing money away all the time. Because at one time, this county was getting 20 something $million a year just in coal severance. And we knew then that it was dwindling. It got, it kept going down 15 million, 10 million. Now it's down to what, 2 million or whatever it is. And, but
But
it's bad planning, just like with our water.
pipelines?
Bad planning, terrible planning, terrible, 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 terrible. They just stowed money away, and I'm sorry, but our leaders have been terrible.
We continue to do that. We keep.
Oh yeah, no, it's part of the it's the protocol.
Let's take for instance, say like the Benham Men. That's just costing the county money. They're not making any money off that. There's a lot of little things up there that the county just keeps feeding money into that's not making it. You can't.
No, I totally agree.
You can't keep feeding money into things just cause that's your pet project or whatever it is. If it's not making revenue, sometimes you have to just cut ties.
Yeah, and
I agree.
But that's been the problem the whole time. It's just, that's what I look for in the candidates. I mean, I talked to BJ Fee about that because he's running for 2nd District Magistrate, and I try to reach out to all of them, but it was like he was all in favor for doing eminent domain, what I was talking about on the park area. So I wanted to see differences and ideals that the candidates have, and this meet and greet thing. I mean, it's a good thing, but it don't really get down to the nuts and bolts of things.
I don't even know where they got those questions from. I don't see why they couldn't pick 8 or 10 people out of the crowd or whatever. And let them do it. I don't even know where those questions come from.
I just didn't like the format. Yeah, I didn't like the format.
As far as a lot of that property, it's abandoned mine land. Because I don't know. When you go to put in, say, a strip job or deep mine or whatever, you have to put a great big amount of bond money up, saying that that you'll do this, that, or the other, and then once you're done, then you'll reclaim it up to the state and federal special specifications. And really, in all honesty, it's cheaper just to let it go and not do it. So a lot of that is just considered abandoned mine land, and a lot of people take it upon themselves that say, "Well, that's mine," and they'll put a gate up. It's not theirs; it's abandoned mine land.
You're right.
There's a couple of apps you can put on your phone. I think one a lot of hunters use. It's called Onyx. You can get on that, and it'll show you, say, like a lot of it that you're talking about up there. It's that Asher Land Development or Asher Minerals or something like that. It's actually a abandoned mine.
Well, maybe you can answer this question for me. I asked this to Paul because he's the magistrate up there, but maybe you know something about it. Maybe Paul's checked into it and he just hasn't found out yet. But I know there's a bunch of land up there that says, when you're talking about that Onyx map thing, there's like, I don't know, must be 1,000 acres or something up there that's listed under the city of Lynch. Have you ever noticed that?
I've not tried it up there, but I'm sure that falls back under the abandoned mine lands where it's
like, but there's a lot of 80. My point too is 80% of the land in Harlan County is owned by land companies, coal companies, or whatever. And on that land, they only pay $1.25 an acre per tax. I know because I'm in that part. My tax on 30 acres in a year is like $50 something.
Well, guys, I got to interrupt y'all. Ashley's feeling bad. If y'all want to keep talking, I can mute myself out and y'all can talk, or we can come back tomorrow. But I got to go take care of my woman.
I'm going to jump off. It's midnight, and then 5 o'clock comes early in the morning.
Guys, we'll be back to continue this tomorrow. Thanks for everybody coming on. My woman's got what I've had, and I got to go in here and take her over.
Y'all be good.
Alrighty. Yep, it was good talking to all of y'all, and glad we can understand and communicate with a lot of things. And hopefully we can all come together in unity and work with one another upon the election in May. Brian, just like I said
Hey,
earlier,
I'm
you
open
got
to you
my
guys
full
anytime
endorsement.
as well.
I'll reach out to you, Dustin, and get you some campaign material.
Click
Awesome,
on
awesome.
news page and give her a subscription. She's the judge of Crack 40. She always puts Ernie in check. So go give her a subscription. And I got to go.
See you, Brad.
See y'all.